What's the best way to get started with Microsoft Endpoint DLP? My take is that you want broad visibility so that you can begin to understand where people are sending data that they probably shouldn't. And in this video today, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and set up that visibility in Microsoft or Purview Endpoint DLP. A few items to get us started. We're going to need E5 or equivalent licensing. We'll need machines that are onboarded with Microsoft 365. And then finally, if we need visibility outside of just the Edge browser, which I'm assuming you probably will, you will need to deploy extensions for Chrome and Firefox. Those are the ones that are supported today. I have instructions from Microsoft below on how you can deploy those extensions across your machines and organization. So let's hop into the compliance console and go ahead and get started. So from compliance, we're going to go to the data loss prevention section, and we're going to start with Endpoint DLP settings and go down to this browser and domain restriction section. Under service domains, this is where we're going to enter the URLs that we want to monitor. So generally these will be high-risk locations where you could be losing data. I recommend for most organizations to start with at least these 7 below. These are cloud storage and personal webmail locations where people tend to spin up personal accounts with freemium services and take organizational data where it shouldn't go. But this is going to vary per organization, so add or remove as you see fit. Next, we're going to go over to policies, and we'll go ahead and create a policy not using a standard template. We're going to create a new one. And we'll just go ahead and call this very simply DLP Visibility 1. You call it whatever makes sense for you. And we'll go to locations. We'll only need to set devices, which is going to be our laptops for most organizations. And then we'll create our rule, which this is where the magic really happens. Every DLP policy or rule starts with a condition. In this case, we'll go ahead and add all the file types. Why do we do this instead of choosing, let's say, a sensitive information type? Starting out, I like to be as broad as possible. If we go with sensitive info types, then we might be excluding certain types of sensitive information that either we aren't thinking of that our organization has, or Microsoft doesn't support out of the box. So let's keep it very broad. Next, we'll go into our actions. We want to leave this first one. We want to audit uploads to those service domains that we entered into Endpoint DLP settings. So obviously we want to keep that one checked. Down here, I would recommend, at least at first, unchecking most of these except for USB if your organization hasn't already dealt with removable media. We're going to uncheck restricted apps and then leave user notifications off. We really want this just to be in audit mode. All these other ones, I think you could figure out yourself. Going on from here, we'll turn this on right away. Generally, you want to test things out first, but in this case, it's audit only, so you're pretty much going to be safe turning it on right away and turning it on for all devices. And then we can go ahead and submit this policy. It'll take a few hours to apply. Next steps after that, we're going to let it run in the background for at least a few days. I'd say more like a week or two. And when that time has passed, we'll go over into Activity Explorer and start to interrogate the data, analyze it, figure out where have our people been sending data and what type of data. Specifically, we can filter on activity, and we'll be looking for DLP rule matched. This is taking a moment, but that's what you'll want to filter it on. And then we can go ahead and add a couple more columns that I think are useful. Sensitive info type being one. The other would be target domain, which is the place where they are sending. There it is. The place where they're actually trying to upload that data. We export this, we analyze it. It's going to give us a really good understanding of where people are trying to upload data that they maybe shouldn't, and then we can move on to there to what do we do about it. So there you have it. That is my take on the best way to start with Microsoft Endpoint DLP. Thank you for watching.